Secret fashion designer will not tell you. I'm going to be unleashing a secret of the about this corporate share color in this video. What you can do is to just like, subscribe to this channel and click on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever we post our new video. Welcome guys to the contour class. So in today's video we are going to be learning how to make our color like the one you saw on your screen. So first of all, I'm so sorry that I started the stitch before I remember that I had to shoot this video. So first of all, what we have to do here is we started our stitch. If you want to know how I drafted this color, you should follow the page and then hit the subscribe button. I'll be dropping the video as soon as possible. So what we did here is we started our stitch from this point to come upward at the last stitch, which means it remains one more or stitch to complete this line so I can turn around. I will now stop at that point and then face my thread like this and then pass this thread and then pass this thread. Just pay very good attention. After doing that, then you now move your last stitch across. After moving your last stitch, as you can see me do, you now pass this one, the one that is outside, you now bring that one inside. Now all two are inside. Okay, then you now turn around to continue. So why you did that is because you don't want the edge of your collar to not come out. This one is going to help you pull the edge of your collar outside. You are going to understand that when we get to that part. So make sure your stitch is at the edge, I mean very close to your collar gun or your hairstay, whatever way you call it, the way you are. And then you sew, you repeat the same thing at this other part. Okay, almost at the end where you need to put your last stitch, you stop and then you pick another thread like you see me do. You now pass it the same way. One is inside, one is outside. Then you move your last stitch. After moving it, you now bring the one that is outside back inward and then turn around, put your foot on and continue your sewing. Okay. After that, we are now going to trim this part. We are now going to trim this part out. We are now going to trim this part. As you can see, we are now going to trim this part. Just pay very good attention. You're going to understand everything. At this point, you cross like this. There is almost like a notch. And then you continue. Cut this part. After cutting this is how it should be looking. And then you now turn this around. As you can see, you use this as a thread to pull it. So you can, if you take a look, you see my collar came off very sharp. This is how it should be. This is how your collar should be. And then you repeat the same thing on the other side. You pull the second thread Oh, I'm so sorry. I cut off the thread where I'm notching that part. I cut off the thread. So as you can see, the reason I'm doing this part is because I cut off the thread in that part. So you see this part is more sharper than this part because I mistakenly cut off that thread. So after this, remove this thread. After removing the thread, come back, you put this back under the machine, as you can see me do. You are going to stitch this all around. You're going to stitch this all around. So I'm going to fast forward this part, do a straight stitch, and then find a middle. As you can see, the back side of my collar is clean as possible. Now you find your middle. You now find the middle back, and then notch it. After notching this part, I think I have a lot of edges at this area. This one back. This not back. And then around the middle part is where I have. So I will sew down first and then show you what I want to do. Okay. So at this point, I've actually forgot to trim up the excess. So if you can see here, I have a lot of excess. So here my excess is around 3/4. So I'm going to trim that out. I'm going to trim like 1/2 inch. I'm not trimming that part, as you can see. I still have a little there, but that is not bad. So now what we're going to be doing is we are going to stitch this part. So on the collar stand, this is our collar spread that we were fixing. This is our collar spread. So on our collar stand now, we will first of all go and stitch this part. And stitch that part. After doing that, if you look at this part, there are a lot of edges that aren't supposed to be there. So we are now going to be cutting them out. And I'm going to be cutting. But meanwhile, while you are cutting them, you are going to leave some. You are going to leave some for your stitch. Okay, you are going to leave some for your stitch. So after doing this, we are now going to find our middle again on this part. If while drafting, we make our notch at that point, so we are now going to find our middle and then notch right there, and then make sure that both sides is equal, and then trim a little bit. This is all about making it look perfect. Okay, after that, we are now going to place the middle on this, so the two notch are now going to meet together, like you see me do. If you have your office pin, you can secure them, but for me, I will be sewing them straight. So I'll make sure they are together, and then I'm going to place it just like this. I will advise for beginners that you use your office pin or straight pin, whatever way you call it. I will advise you use your pin, and then you start the stitch. You reinforce at the beginning, and then you move round, move round, move round. And then as you are sewing, you keep straightening. Make sure this and this are equal. Make sure those two are equal. And then you run your stitch. Okay. Make sure they are equal. Make sure they are equal. If you do it correctly, this is what you should be getting. You now sew this part. Take your time. After sewing, you trim a little bit at this point. You trim a little bit. It's optional though. It's optional. After this, you now notch this curvy part so that it will bend easily. And then you repeat the same on this part. You notch so that it will bend easily. And then you turn it around. So as you can see, without ironing, our collar is coming out. Our collar is coming up. Take a look at our collar. So you can see it's coming out. So we are now going to iron this to make sure it's balanced. Pause. So we are now going to iron this, as you can see. As you can see, we are now ironing. We iron the collars or spread first. Then when it's now time to iron the collar spread, because we don't want our collar to give a hard on, and also if I'm having a steam iron, I'm not going to sprinkle water, but if you don't have a steam iron, you just sprinkle water a little bit. Like you see me do, I have my water. Just sprinkle water a little bit and then press that part. Press it. Make sure it's balanced. Make sure it's balanced. Okay. And you press the back also. Press the back. As you can see, press the back. Make sure you press the back. We are now going to trim out some of these excess or that is here. Some have to remain. Don't make that mistake to cut off everything. I'm just going to trim it out a little bit like so. Now I'm going to trim out some, giving like 1/4. Sorry, leaving like 1/4 at that part. We are now going to bend. As you can see, now bend our collar. And we are going to first of all iron it from the inside. Make sure it's balanced. Make sure it's balanced. Make sure it's balanced. Sprinkle a little water. Sprinkle a little water. Okay. I'm actually not using my cooler because I don't know where I place it. So make sure yours is balanced, and then iron this part also. And then you now see. So this is okay. This is how your final result should be looking after you are done with your ironing. This is how your final result should be. So watch out for part 2. For part 2, where we will now be joining this to our shirt. We will now be putting this collar on our shirt. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Bless.